Hello, everyone. This is Derek with Rad here, and I just wanted to do a quick intro. This is some snippets taken from a live stream Rhys and I did the other day discussing our plans for the channel, goals for this coming year. And so enjoy, and we will see you very soon with content. Our goal is at least one a month for this year, and if we can get some more in each month, we will. So thanks so much for watching and being here, and enjoy the video. This is Rhys. He's my nephew. We have been working on plans for our YouTube channel, and last year released our first video. So I just wanted to sit down and just kind of talk goals, talk about the channel, talk about ambitions, talk about what could be coming in the future in terms of content creation. Rhys is my nephew, who is also the son of the original King of Random on YouTube.
Yes, sir.
We are doing our own thing on the side, but
like in King of Random, like weights-ish.
Yeah.
Like we'll do a project kind of like that.
We are basically working on getting comfortable being on screen and on camera and making content and understanding the whole process of creating content from start to finish. So we've got a lot of things recorded, and we have a lot of things that we need to learn how to edit and do editing things, so that way we just understands the full process.
Yep.
Our main goal is at minimum this year. I would like to at least see us releasing a video a month. That's not what I meant to type. Saka. Anyways, so if we can set the goal for at least a video a month this year, get our faces out there. We would also like to find a point in time where we see Rhys on the King of Random. I don't know if that includes me. Be fun.
Yeah.
Be crazy.
You'll be an old man then.
I'll be what?
You'll be an old man then.
I'll be an old man by the time we prove ourselves. Basically, I want to find content that will bring in people to not just the recent Derek channel, but find ways that we can work with the King of Random and kind of see how the subscribers on that channel like you, mostly.
Yeah, well, maybe.
They don't have to like me necessarily, because I'm expendable.
It's a team effort. It's a team effort. He puts in most of the work. I'll just be the star on the film.
Oh, I'm the grunt?
Mm-hmm. No, I'm just kidding.
What are some goals that you want to do, Rhys? So I can write them down. Because if we don't write them down, it doesn't really do it.
Okay, well, goals are like videos.
Goals for the channel in terms of growing the channel and yourself getting more comfortable with creating content.
Goals, okay, well, I want to get at least like 20 hours of watch time, like a month or every 2 months.
20 hours per month.
Yeah. So we gotta work hard.
20 hours per month of watch time. That equates to... That's 240 hours of watch time a year, if that's your goal. Now...
And how many do you need?
To be monetized on YouTube, which may or may not be relevant depending on where our path goes in terms of content creation. To be monetized on YouTube, you need 4,000 hours of watch time per year. So every 12 months. So you essentially need 333 hours of watch time per month to stay monetized every year. So some months you might not get that 333, you might get 100, you might get 500 some other months, but you essentially have to stay within that 4,000 hours of watch time. So here, I'll just put down just monetization goals. Monetization goals for YouTube equals 1,000 subs. That's your minimum. You have to have 1,000 subs and 4,000 hours of watch time. I'm not so much worried about following those statistics as much as it is creating content. So we are going to go down the path of doing sciencey stuff, mainly because that's one avenue of the channel. Not all science. We are doing variety stuff on our channel. Anyway, so that's our sciencey stuff. But then I know you want to do some gaming stuff, and I'm cool with that.
Because I don't want to you guys probably watch like a bunch of YouTube. There's like heck ton of YouTubers. They do like reaction vlogs, gaming, like, all this stuff. So I want to have like a variety of channels.
Creating multiple channels is complicated. I could see a place for it in the event that your one channel was big enough to where all the content was kind of getting blended and not really making sense, to branching off and creating those smaller ones. Or what you could do is do your initial stuff, see what takes, and then do spin-offs off of that. There's a small chance that what we're doing could become a kind of sub spin-off of like King of Random. One thing that doesn't happen on the King of Random very often in terms of like personal videos. And I don't mean personal in like, hey, this is my family. Like your dad was pretty good at like keeping you guys off camera. You guys are like in videos every now and then.
Yeah.
Pretty on.
Pretty on.
And there was only like maybe 3 or 4 videos in the time of the entire King of Random channel that there's like a face-to-face talking with the subscribers kind of thing. Like open book to the viewers, like, hey, this is what's going on the channel. We know you have questions. We know things are changing. We know that's, you know what I mean? And I feel like there's a lot of merit to doing that on YouTube, because people who follow you on YouTube or subscribe to you on YouTube are genuinely interested in you and they want to hear from you. I would like to break that wall in terms of what we're doing with Rhys and Derek, is being willing to just sit down and say, hey, we haven't uploaded since July or whatever. I can't even remember. When was this posted? 6 months ago. But that was a short. But they were both 6 months ago, actually. So it's just like one of those things of like, well, are you guys still making videos? Like, you want to go out and say, hey, we are still making videos. We have some on our backlog. We just need to sit down. We need to edit them. We need to generate more content, and we need to get together more often. Rhys went into football this year.
Yeah.
And did an amazing job.
Cracked the football man.
Cracked a football man. So like that took time, and that was for like what, like 4 months or something. You were in football.
Yeah. By the way, we won the championship.
They did win the championship.
So good.
Oh, you are a natural at those things. So your dad was a natural at it. The one thing that your dad openly said to me, I don't know if you said it to a lot. You probably did, but your dad was incredibly uncomfortable being on camera. Like, if you look at the first couple videos on YouTube, until he got a big enough following, like, he never showed his face. It'll take time, and it does. It just takes time. Once you sit in front of a camera and you're like, hey, here's my camera, and I'm talking to people on the other side, I don't know who's going to see this. But you're talking to people there. That's a camera, but you got to think of that camera as like an audience, an entire group of people who are going to see this video, and you are talking to them. There's a lot of people out there that just make content and they're not focused on the viewer. They're just focused on the content. They don't look at the camera. But yeah, so let's go back to our goals. So sciencey stuff, gaming stuff, getting you more comfortable on camera is a big deal. Because here's the thing.
Yeah.
In the event that we do a test run video on the King of Random, right? We say, hey, we're Rhys and Derek, Prince of Random and Uncle Random.
Well, actually, I'm the King of Random now.
I guess the heir of the King of Random has come to claim his throne. The King of Random is no more, and now the prince must take over. And I'm just Uncle Random. When you just appear on a channel with 12.6 million subs, okay, there's a lot of people who are going to be, one, critical, expect that immediately. People are going to whether hate you or like you, and the people that hate you will probably hate you for a long time before they like you, or they'll never like you. And that's okay. The people on the internet are going to have opinions.
I mean, yeah, make anybody like you or whatever.
Oh, it's true. There's people that hated Nate and hated that Grant was gone, and there's people that don't know who Grant is because they joined the King of Random when Nate was the main host, and who's Grant? They don't know who Grant is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they...
Up right now.
And there's people who are like, hey, Nate's not on the King of Random. I don't want to watch the channel anymore. Like, that's stuff that's happened.
Yeah.
And that's unfortunate because Grace is amazing. And I think what Grace can do is she's just really good on camera, obviously.
She's like super awesome. She gets stuff done.
She's super nice too. Like,
yeah.
Grace is a super nice person. And she was a little nervous with you last time we went to the studio. Because you were a bit too much. But that's something we got to work on. That was 6 months ago or 5 months ago. It was like...
Don't worry, people change.
People can change, and you're older now.
Oh, I'm 6 months older now.
6 months older.
Mm-hmm.
But she was very nervous because, I mean, and I get it, you hadn't been there in a while. And, like, that was your house. Like, you grew up in that house.
Yeah.
And, like, that's where, you know, your dad was there. Like, that's where you have all the memories with your dad. Like, that house is more than just a studio for you. And so it made sense that you felt really comfortable being in the studio because you'd run around the studio before when you were little. I understand that it was a lot to take in. Because you hadn't been there in a while. And again, that is your home. That is your home.
And you just have this passion, like, once you move out of a house, you just, well, for me, once I, like, we've lived in, like, 3 different houses, plus a couple apartments, when I was little.
But that house, you're old enough to, like, by the time you moved there, you were probably at, like, 3 years.
Yeah, I just have this... I love that house. I grew up in it. I have memories of that house. I have old friends.
It's true.
You know, that house is just special to me.
Yeah. And now it's a studio, and that's just how it is. My point is, going onto a channel that has as many people as friends.
Yeah.
Even with who you are. Doesn't necessarily merit that people are gonna like you.
I mean, they don't have to. It's their choice. I don't have to force them to like me.
But there's also a chance that people do like you. There's a lot of... So as the King of Random has grown, I mean, King of Random's like 10 years old. Ish. Should we look?
Yeah.
How old is the King of Random? When was your dad's first video?
Oh, 2009. Yeah, 2009.
Oldest one. 11 years ago is when he uploaded his first real, like, King of Random style. There's a gymnastic one first, but then there's the other one. He's at 10,000 subs, 4 videos in, which is crazy. Keep in mind, this is YouTube 11 years ago, which was a totally different beast. Because 11 years ago, YouTube was like, people were like, what is YouTube? I don't know about YouTube. YouTube seems kind of like a sketchy thing. Like, if you start putting time into YouTube, like, people just didn't know.
The chicken, I wouldn't eat the chicken because it was...
Which chicken? This chicken?
Yeah.
The milk chocolate chicken?
Yeah, I wouldn't eat that chicken. Oh, like they put silicone on it and then they got it out of the mold. Everybody else ate the chicken except me. I thought it was so gross.
It probably still had some chicken residue in it. Batarangs. I remembered he was making batarangs.
Me too. I actually still have those batarangs.
Do you have batarangs still? This is what I'm talking about. Is this right here. This is why I stopped posting videos. He just stopped posting. He didn't, like, nowadays on YouTube, you can literally just go post a video and say, hey, I'm super burnt out. I need to reset mentally. My mental state is all thrown out of whack. I need to spend some time with my family, and I'm taking a break. I'll be back in a month. You can literally say, I'm going to take a month break and not put out any content. And people are super understanding because everybody's burnt out.
And then he like slowly got more comfortable on cameras.
Oh, he appeared. You can see where it changed. So you go all the way back, and it's like hands, only hands. Yeah. All you see is hands, and then a few times he appears in there. A lot of hands, or like he'd show his mouth. There's just a lot of hands.
There's
And then all of a sudden, it's like every single thumbnail has him in it. And your dad studied a lot of stuff. You know, he wasn't a scientist. He was just interested in stuff. And so he just read a lot of books and learned about a lot of stuff. And he just
posted on YouTube. He wanted to share his experience with a lot of people.
Yeah. Anyways, like, there was a time about 4 years ago and your dad was like, I'm pretty much just done making videos.
Yeah.
And I was like,
I remember that.
I was like, okay. I was like, but what about Nate? Like, you just started working with Nate. And he was basically like, well, I don't know. I'm just kind of done. I don't want to do anymore. And I was like, all right, well, maybe you should consider stepping aside, but letting Nate actually just run the channel. You know what I mean?
And then that's what happened.
Yeah. Because he was like, oh, maybe I'll think about it. You know what I mean? Because he was pretty done, and he didn't want to be involved with making the videos as much. I mean, he was still on the back end. You know, he was kind of always there. He just wasn't making the videos.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Dude, those smell freaking good. Now I want a pickle.
Hey, fork.
My pickle's my house. I can use my fingers if I want.
Oh, you got your dirty, grubby fingers all over your dirty, grubby water bottle, which has been in dirty, grubby places.
You don't know that.
Yeah, I do.
We're just eating pickles. Whatever.
It's just spot.
Oh, there's a zesty pickle. Yeah, your dad was done. 4 years ago, he was like, I'm done. I don't know what his plan was, like what he was going to do. I don't think he knew. All he knew is that he was done creating content. He was burnt out. So, he just started making a new one. Or making content with other people. He had Nate do it. And then the King of Random shifted. It was a slow shift. Because that was one thing your dad was like, well, I'm just done. I'm going to just disappear. And I was like, you can't just disappear. Like, you've been on the channel for 5 years. You created the channel. And you can't just disappear. You have to sit back and slowly remove yourself. So you have to just work with your co-host, whoever it is. This may have even been before Nate came out. I was like, work with your co-host, appear in some of his videos, let him do some of his own, and then disappear. Over time. Don't just cold turkey quit. Because people are there to see you. And if you're not there, and you just immediately pass it on to somebody else, that's going to be really hard for all your subscribers. You know what I mean? So he did. He did it slowly. I feel like your dad, like, he liked hearing, like, he liked throwing his thoughts at people and seeing how they would react back to it. And he took that feedback from a lot of people. It wasn't necessarily just my thoughts or whatever. He took that feedback from a lot of people. And then he just saw which one worked best.
Yeah.
You know? He was really good at that. It was almost 3 years ago, right?
What? When he died?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was about 3 years ago.
Weird, because he's here. These are rewind. Are these reposts of old videos?
Yeah, they're like making
Oh yeah, there's your dad with Matt Pat. Which is so cool, by the way. Grant. He's like, yeah, I just went hung out with Matt Pat. I was like, you went and hung out with Matt Pat? And you didn't like say, hey, I'm gonna go hang out with Matt Pat. He just went and hung out with Matt Pat. Freaking jealous, man. He's pretty cool. Matt Pat's pretty cool. That's so gross sounding. Oh, here he is, right here. 2 years ago.
You guys like that song?
And then there's his tribute. And then there's the team.
There's trivia?
No, the team video about Grant. And then, you know, he was gone. So we lost him. And after he died, and I don't know if I should write this off as a mental state issue or...
They always...
What?
It was hard. But we got over it, you know.
So...
I don't feel...
I was driving. It was like the day before the funeral. And I was driving. And my heart started racing. And I was like, sure I was like having a heart attack, dude. I don't know what it was. It freaked me out. I almost pulled over because I was on the freeway. And it was just this really strong feeling of like your dad saying like, take care of my kid. Like, take care of my sons, because there's 4 of you. Is the feeling that I had. But especially you. I don't know if that's because he saw the potential in you of what you could become, or it's because he's very worried about you. One of those. I don't know. Time will tell, right?
Yeah.
But
oh,
so here we are.
Pickle.
Writing content and eating pickles.
Alright, that's all for today.
Are we done?
See you next time. There is a next time.
Maybe not on here, but definitely over on YouTube.
That's right. Alright.
Wait, you gotta say bye to Jeffrey
I did.
first.
I said, okay, bye, Jeffrey. We love you so much. We're saving these pickles special for you. Baby dill pickles. You can have them. Bye.